This week's book is not exactly a children's book, but I couldn't do this series without making reference to Who Moved My Cheese, written in 1998 by best-selling author Spencer Johnson. It is a childlike metaphor about two little mice, Sniff and Scurry, and two little people named Hem, H-E-M, Hem and Haw. They spend all of their days looking for cheese and enjoying their cheese. But one day, somebody has moved their cheese. And we immediately see four different reactions to how we respond when change happens in our lives. Sniff and Scurry immediately go, our cheese has changed, moved, let's go find it. While Hem and Haw stand around waiting for the 1990s to magically appear again, and the cheese never comes back. The fun thing with this lesson in this book is to read it and think about the different people in your life, the different people in your organization, in your school, in your business. And you can very quickly you have names and faces that come to your mind and remind you of Sniff, Scurry, Hem, and Haw. Of course, the really interesting part is trying to decide which one of those four we are, with the understanding that we're probably a fusion of all four of them, depending on how dramatic the change has been. The hilarious thing is when you Google Who Moved My Cheese, you quickly find 7 key important lessons from Who Moved My Cheese, 15 leadership lessons from Who Moved My Cheese. And so today, as a service to you, I'm going to give you the 73 most important lessons from Who Moved... Not really. There's a lot of lessons. Google it, find out. I don't know how often your cheese moves, but I can guarantee you that the coronavirus of 2020 moved everybody's cheese. One day I didn't even know how to spell Zoom. The next day I am on Zoom for every part of my life. But friends, I know a lot of people, you know a lot of people who are standing around hemming and hawing and hoping that the old normal comes back. Let me say this as nicely as I know how. The old normal has left the building and it's never coming back. And so the challenge for us as leaders, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've got some area of your life that you are leading. The challenge for us as leaders is to build a life of fluid flexibility that can pivot quickly when our cheese moves. But we have to have that fluidity grounded on timeless, rock-solid, even absolute principles. In other words, our worldview doesn't need to change every time the trend changes. But we need to be able to read the room, to read the culture, and discover that there are other perspectives here that we need to even conflicting perspectives that we need to pick up on and find the best way to make changes to adjust to the new situation. Of course, it is much easier to find a nice echo chamber that confirms and conforms to our personal biases that just let us live in that rut until it leads us to a dead end. My friends, it takes courage to face our fears and choose to believe that whatever this change is, it may be more complex than we thought it was, and therefore we need to sniff and scurry around and find out there may be other perspectives in the room that we need to listen to so that we can make the changes that need to happen. And so, find this book. It takes one good cup of coffee to read this book. And then listen to the conversations that happen over the next few weeks with this little who moved my cheese perspective going off in the back of your head. Hopefully, you and I can find graceful ways of inviting our groups to launch a new adventure of looking at change in new and inviting ways. As always, I am not teaching this lessons because I have found the perfect balance of fluid groundedness or grounded fluid, whatever you want to call that. I just know I'm looking for my next cheese station, and I invite you to join me on the journey. God bless. Have a great day.